previous videos in this series, we focused on cleaning and restocking the kitchen with spices and baking supplies. In this video, we're going to focus on the pantry and the fridges, keeping on top of those, keeping them organized and well stocked.
It's about to be lunchtime and I need to clean out the fridges today. Something I learned is that once the kids got old enough to cook, I started having this problem, and I still do have this problem. I'll show you. See this. No labels, no labels. I'll keep going, hang on. I'm not done yet. Okay. This I think I recognize. I didn't do this. One of the kids did. It looks like the 6-year-old decided he didn't want all of his nachos and he put them in this jar. So now we have a very small child serving size of very soggy nachos. Okay, I'll keep going. That's probably it gets better. Oh, this looks like raviolis. Again, a little child decided, oh, he was full. So he put his food in a container to finish later, but that was about a week ago. Okay, we have the obvious things. That looks like blue cheese dressing, but again, no label. This is grease for soap, so this is me, no label. Maybe the kids get it honest. Anyways, it drives me nuts because I have asked my family if you're gonna put something like, like this in the fridge, and okay, this one's obvious because it's onions, but there's things in here that I have no idea. What is this? Like, I don't know what this is. It's the tiniest little, it's like 1 spoonful bite of ragda chat. I guess somebody just couldn't fit just one last bite in. Okay, I've got 3 fridges, a big one for bulk foods and things downstairs, but then I've got these 2 refrigerators up here. These 2 up here, both of them are 12 square feet of space, and I think that counts the freezer, so they're very small, especially for a large family, and they get filled up super quick with stuff like this. And half the time, I'm not able to decipher what it is that's in things like this or like this. I stopped trying to do it all the time. I said, I quit, I'm done, I can't have it anymore. Okay, no, what I do now is the best time to do it is at lunchtime, because lunchtime is the middle of the day and it's fun to do kind of a smorgasbord type thing or a buffet. So what I do is all the kids come in together. We take everything out of the fridge. I ask them, what is this? What is this? What's this? What's this? I don't know what this is. And sometimes we'll make leftover stuff into a soup because I usually have soup broth. But this way, we just clean it all out together and everybody picks what they want for lunch. Super simple. Everybody's happy that way, usually. Not always, but usually. Anyways, it very greatly simplifies and reduces the amount of time spent cleaning the refrigerator for me, since I'm not the one that is the only one putting food away in the fridge. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna call all the kids in and we're gonna empty out these fridges. We're gonna take everything out. We're gonna start heating up different things for lunch, and then the fridge will be clean and we'll be fed. Perfect. I don't know. It's a good question. It is seriously like the most beautiful spring day outside. It is gorgeous.
For years, I tried unsuccessfully to organize my refrigerator with bins. I thought they seemed like such a novel idea, but they didn't work out, and then I discovered why. Bins work best for specific things that you always have that you always need in the refrigerator, like cheese. Most of us always have cheese in the refrigerator. So for things that you always have in the refrigerator, it's nice to have a bin specifically for that item if there are more than one. I found a bin for butter works well, a bin for cheese, and if there are specific people in the house with dietary needs, like one of my sons has some dietary restrictions, so I will put the food that is only for him in a bin. Now over time the bin will become more empty and you might be tempted to take it out. I don't recommend doing that because once you do your shopping trip, you're just going to refill that bin with whatever belongs in it, and you need to keep that space open in the refrigerator for that item. So in other words, when you run out of cheese, you know you're going to be getting more soon, so you may as well leave the space reserved for the cheese when you do get it. This helps to create a refrigerator that stays more organized because the certain spaces don't get filled up with other things that don't belong in those spaces. For small bottles and things that would get lost in the refrigerator easy or shoved to the back and knocked over, I recommend a turntable. Completely transform the organization in my refrigerator. Another thing that works splendidly is if you have packages that don't seal, that have a lot of loose pieces like this cheese, put them into a different container to hold them, to keep them from getting lost all over the refrigerator in random places.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of home.
I have a couple tips for you if you have problems with food going bad before you can use it all up. The first tip is to clean out your fridge more often. If you clean out your fridge once a week at least, you'll find that you have way less food spoilage because you'll catch things before they go bad and you'll be able to use it. The second tip is to look into how you're storing your fruits and vegetables. There's a channel I found that is so helpful for this. It's by Amy Cross and it's called The Cross Legacy. Amy Cross has actually even written a book on how to make your food last longer and how to preserve your foods in your refrigerator to extend their shelf life. I have been asked on this channel before how to get started with scratch cooking or how to get better at it. Well, the very first step is in being prepared. If you have the basic staples in your home food inventory, meaning refrigerator and your pantries and freezers, you'll be able to whip up a very wide variety of nutritious and delicious meals quickly, even if you are in a time pinch. You'll also be able to shave hundreds of hours off of making meals. I have created a master food storage checklist for you to get you started. The items are basic pantry, freezer, and refrigerator items used in a majority of recipes. Through the years, I've been able to build food storage supplies like what I have in the list, even on tight budgets. If you are on a budget, it does take some time and a bit of shopping around to build your home food storage. It took me a long while in the beginning, but the good news is that once you get the ball rolling with it, it does become easier. If you are low income, I've also made a grocery budget tips list. You can get these right now if you sign up for my newsletters.
As I run out of things, I try to remember to put them on the list right away. Otherwise, I won't remember that we were out. Like, I just ran out of potato starch, and if I don't put it in the cart now for the next shopping trip, I won't remember. So we're a large family. We're a family of 8, and I cook mostly from scratch. We have a little homestead, so a farm, so we have farm fresh eggs. We're about to have some goat milk again pretty soon from our goats. And we also grow a large amount of our food in our garden. We have a very large garden, and we can preserve as much as we can from our garden. I like to keep a spot in the closest fridge to the kitchen for my husband, like a whole shelf. So I got a shelf down there. This whole side is for his lunches. If it's not easy for him to find, he might just go without, and that's not good. But when he wakes up in the morning, it has to get very early. So he's usually tired and he's not a morning person. I try to make it easy for him to find his things in the morning because I usually have to get up and go straight to work, which, by the way, if it wasn't for my husband, the work that I do on this channel, the ministry portion of this channel, none of it would be. This is all made possible by my husband. He is just so supportive, so amazing. There's times where I honestly get down about work here sometimes. And when I do, my husband is always the one to encourage me to keep going. Okay, here's one of the things that happened recently. Whenever I have a video that gets really high views, there's usually maybe like 3 or 4 negative comments that are just like, you know, where people are just like word vomiting. Blah. They're just awful. So I told my husband, whenever I see a video that's starting to go really big, when you get up in the morning, if you have extra time, could you like pop in there and just delete those ones for me, just get rid of them? And he was like, yeah. So he started doing that, but of course most of the comments, 98%, are encouraging, uplifting, positive, where people are telling me that the work I'm doing here has helped them and changed their life. And my husband's seeing that. So when I get down sometimes now, he's like, no, you can't quit. Look at these comments you're getting. You can't quit, you're helping people. Like, you're right, I can't. There's more important things in life. And this is ministry, this is kingdom based, this is heavenly based, and that's what matters the most. So back around to what I was saying, I like to try to make it real easy for him to find what he's looking for in the morning, because one of the things he does in the morning for me, every morning, if he is up before me, he makes my coffee.
One of the big projects that I like to get to on kitchen day is I like to get lunches prepared in advance for my husband, or at least parts to the lunches. Like, this is pasta salad. This will be really nice in his lunch. He absolutely loves this. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I have a new channel starting in May, and it is all recipes, only recipes. And each video is going to have one recipe, so it's going to be easy to find all my recipes. They're just kind of to go along with the recipes on the blog. But also, my hopes for the channel are that it will be just a peaceful channel that you can put on for some background noise or body doubling, and just to have for some nice music going and recipe and food inspiration. That channel should be up and live now, so I hope you will check it out. One of the recipes that I will have there is my creamy Italian salad dressing, and it is the most perfect dressing for a pasta salad because it doesn't soak in and get all completely absorbed right away. It actually rests on the pasta instead of soaking it up and getting soggy. All right, I've got these pastas ready, and they're gonna go on that bottom shelf with the rest of my husband's food in the refrigerator. A couple days ago, I made muffins, and so I'm going to put these in the fridge to make them last longer. My daughter labeled these. Isn't that cute? Daddy's food. He can just put these in his truck, and he won't eat them all at once, but he can eat them through the week. Outside, the kids are having a grand time. Their peals of laughter are ringing through the trees and wafting into the house. And one of the boys is making an arbor. He's becoming quite the mountain man. One project that I did not make it to today, I only barely touched, was tidying up and organizing the pantry. I like to try to tidy it more often. Usually I only get to this once a month or once every other month. Best times to clean out the pantry are before the big shopping days, though. I like to go through all of the pantries, the freezers, and get a good inventory of what we're out of and what we need more of. So I did go through all of this a few days ago and got an assessment of what more we needed, and I highly recommend doing that before you do your big shopping town days. I actually have an entire video dedicated to pantry organization where I took you through and showed you how I organized my pantry and had some low income pantry organization tips. I will definitely link to that video in the description box below, along with the other videos in this series. Next, I'm going to start working through my kitchen checklist. I have a kitchen checklist, and I'm going to walk you all through the steps that I go through in the next video. So be sure to look for that video when it comes out, and if it already has come out, it will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope you have a beautiful week.